Hello. How's it going, everybody? Welcome. We're ready to play some more Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. This has been an interesting game so far. We're in the middle. Alright, so our boss was murdered. And her sister is framed. But there's more to it than that. It's complicated, and I don't know if I can. Hey, thanks, Justin. I don't know. Happy Sunday to you, Seeking Bear. Objection. I need an objection button, and it puts the little objection graphic up. That would be awesome. Anyway, the sister was framed, and I think it was framed by someone who had something to do with their mother. Yeah, that's true. You won't be wrong, but you won't necessarily be right in all those. They gotta be guilty of something. That's true. That's true. And so that we wrapped up day 2 of the trial, or first day of the trial, and now we're about to start doing the investigation. Hey, Senior Pollo. So it's basically day 2 investigation. We need to find more evidence of what's going on and find out the real killer. And that's what we're trying to do. Anyway, as always, we can take a break from Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney and play a game like Point Blank. But it doesn't have to be Point Blank. It can be any of the games on this arcade list. It just costs 2,000 channel tokens. And if I beat the high score, I'll put your name on the high score list. Explicit scenes. That would have been funny. That would have been really funny. Hey, Flame Baguette. Did you want me to play Point Blank? As you can see from the afternoon stream, I was able to find it and get it put on there. It wasn't too bad. It wasn't too hard to get put on there. All right. Let's get started. All right. Flaming Baguette wants us to play Point Blank in arcade mode. I don't have to switch it. Here, there's a better view of my shirt. Alright, so the high score is 0. I know this because I literally just put this game on the arcade. There are some audio problems with it, but it's not too bad. So. Alright. And so it does work with the gun. See, there's the gun cursor. We'll be playing it with the gun. All right. I don't know. Not much to say. You ready to get started? Let's do it. Oh, you may have to watch the score because it doesn't always give me the score at the end. So be watching for the score. Oh. What? Oh. I didn't understand the game at the beginning. Was the problem. I didn't understand what I was supposed to be doing. All right. Got it. Rush that one. Yeah, I lost the guy. So you can kind of hear the audio problems. Only one shot. Okay. $28,249. That's pretty fun. That's pretty fun. It's like a lot of different mini games. At least it has a score. So that's cool. That's cool. Good suggestion, Flaming Baguette. So we'll play a few more times. What's nice is if I play again, it'll be some different mini games, right? Yeah, some of them just don't have this audio problem, which you're hearing. Yes. Oh, so close. Oh, I didn't get all the ninjas. I thought I did get all the ninjas. Oh, it's off by 1. 26. 834. Didn't do it. That was close, though. It was close. All right. I was gonna say I had to have gotten 42. $35. Yeah. Looking good. I haven't failed one yet. Close. Falling leaf, okay. 1 bullet. I That was weird. Perfect. 22. Shit. Those were coming at him fast. Oh, bonus stage. One bullet. Guess I got nothing. You got nothing, sir. Say I was crushing that one. That was hard. I kind of am tempted to shoot him in the head, but... I almost had it. I almost had it. $92.68. I crushed it. Surprised they don't have any high scores on this. All right, we have one more game. All right. I know. Yeah, I was gonna say I was missing too many of them. Oh, he's off by one.
Clarence Thomas is in the hospital. Uh-oh. Let's pray for no healing.
It's a raid! Hey, Kyle! How's it going? We're playing off the arcade machine real quick. Alright, hold on. I've got to go shoot torches from burning this guy. I will be right back. Oh, you're playing Minish Cap? Awesome. Ah! I didn't do it. Welcome, Raiders. Oh, man. Oh, 100% run. Nice. Nice. I really enjoyed Minish Cap. It was one of my favorites. Well, I didn't beat the 9268, but you can see I bought a gun for the arcade machine. And you see the white, it's basically a camera. And it has, see that white border? That's what it uses to track the gun on there. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, sure. Thanks for suggesting it, Flaming Baguette. All right, so I hit that button, takes off the border. See, it doesn't work very well without the border. All right. Let me update the high score there. $92,068. What's it doing that?
Enjoy your dinner.
Yeah, thanks for the raid. No, it's perfectly fine. Thanks again. I'm looking for points. Blank. I'm trying to update the high score. There it is. Flaming Baguette. And it is 3/20/2022. All right. There we go. Actually, let me do a marker. All right. Let us sit. And put on Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. Pick up my pen. Say continue. And we're going to go from the save point. All right. So now we're starting the investigation. So we did the half. We need to kind of find the killer, basically, is what we need to do. All right. Well, hello. I didn't expect anyone to visit me in such a dank place as this. It's really quite moving. Oh, Evil Bud wants me to add something. What do you want me to add? It's already on there. It's already on the arcade. Revolution X is there, man. It's already on there. I don't need to add it. Featuring Aerosmith. And it's working. It works with the gun and everything. So do you want me to send your coins back or do you want to pick another one? All right, well, he's thinking I will keep going. Not you, stinking lawyer. I hope you die. Okay, arcade mode later. There you go. To play it, right? Reject. All right, there we go. Have you come to laugh? Yes, laugh at the fallen Miss May? No, not really. There's something I wanted to ask. Oh, wait, that's me talking. No, there's not really. There's something I wanted to ask.
I like that she has a lazy eye.
Well, she gets this tick. Yeah. She has like a tick going in one eye.
Well, the guy who is the witness in the other one also had a twitch and a
had a twitch like that. Unfortunately, there is nothing I want to be asked. Haven't you done enough questioning, you spiky head? Here we go again. Please, you're scaring the security guard. So, what is it you wish to ask me then, She's definitely got some sort of split personality thing going on. For starters, how do you get to be so totally whacked? All right. Well, let's start with talking. About the man who stayed with you in your hotel room. Can you tell me about him? Where is he? Come on. No way, Jose. Maybe if I had something to get her to talk. I don't think I really have anything. What's that? The victim dodged an attack, then ran to the right, but she was caught and struck. Hey, guess what? Actually, I really hate your guts, so get lost, because, well, I'm not cooperating. Thanks, I noticed. Hey, Abir. Yeah, I've never played it. Alright, let's go back and talk to her. Why did you place a wiretap on Mia's phone? When you say it like that, it sounds so cold, so criminal. Tapping people's phone is a crime, Miss May. Oh, I suppose you learned that in lawyer school, Creep. This woman is impossible to talk to. Say, why are you so angry? I mean, you don't look like a bad person. Oh, that does it. Bottom-feeding, scum-sucking lawyer. Bottom? I can't tell. Does she have a thing against lawyers or just against me? I don't really have anything I could really...
Why does she have cotton candy hair?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to examine in this room. Smile for the camera. Right, there's nothing there. Senior photo. I don't think there's really anything I can present to her. I mean, I guess I could present her testimony back to her. Hey, guess what? Actually, I really hate your guts, so get lost because, well, I'm not cooperating. I guess there's not really anything I can present back to her. Alright, so let's move. It's still weird that Grossberg wouldn't send help to the security guard. Wouldn't do anything. Unless, of course, he's the bad guy. He's the other person. The painting's gone. Interesting. Huh, looks like Grossberg is out today again. Maybe he's avoiding me for some reason.
Maybe he skipped town.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Wait a second. Wasn't there a giant painting hanging on that wall? Yeah, it was a painting of... I don't I don't remember.
Your mom's house.
That wasn't one of the choices.
Oh.
Wasn't it? It wasn't a very memorable painting anyhow. What is that? What's this? Old photos? There are 2 lying here. Something's been written in pencil on the backs. DL6 Incident Exhibit A, DL6 Incident Exhibit B. Let's take a look at these. Okay, I wonder if that's Mia's mom. I'm sure I've seen this person somewhere. Perhaps I'll borrow this photo. I'm sure no one will miss just one little photo. And it might be a valuable clue. I'll take it for now. Okay. A photo lies on the desk. Hey, who's that? Maybe I should switch it with the one I took. Nah. I guess that's it. Alright. Oh, not the detention center. The only reason I'm back here is because you won't talk to me. Oh, so it's my fault now. You don't have spiky hair. Also, have a spiky heart. That does it. When this case is done, I'm shaving my head. Alright, I didn't actually mean to go back here. Let's go to our law offices. Detective Gumshoe's nowhere in sight. The police really gave this place a working over. I doubt there are any valuable clues left. I didn't think there was anything out here. It was the other room. Okay. Well, we haven't gone to the hotel, so let's go back to the hotel. Oh no, it's Mr. Bellboy. Ah, welcome, sir. Quite the performance today, if I dare say so myself. Oh, thanks. Sorry for putting you on the spot like that. No, not at all, sir. Your efforts today can only help the Gatewaters rep, as they say. Huh? Rep? Yes, our reputation will swell as the hotel where the murder used a wiretap. We can charge a premium for the room, of course. It will be great for business, sir. Whoa, Miss May hasn't been charged with murder. I, too, will become famous. The bellboy who brought the murderer iced coffee. Why do I feel like we're both stuck in the same bad dream? So, you are honored guest. Please let me know if there's anything I can bring you. I mean... I beg your pardon, sir, but if you could please refrain from touching those. It's part of the decor. I call it the last drink before murder. Well, be famous. The talk of the hotel industry. That was the wiretap. There's still a screwdriver stuck in that drawer. Oh, please leave that in, sir. That's the drawer of terror hiding place of the murderer's wiretap. It's set to become one of the most popular attractions here. This guy's serious, I don't believe it. Okay. Doesn't seem like there's anything else here. Nothing to really... Well, I mean, I guess we could talk to him. About Miss May. Oh, her, sir. Not to boast, but I knew the moment I saw her. She'd do it, I said. Or she didn't do it, I said. Do what? I'm starting to think the most suspicious person here is this guy. I wanted to ask you about the man who was with Miss May. Ah, yes. He struck me as a real lady killer, if you pardon the expression. I knew it from the moment I saw him, sir. He and I are the same ilk. We both carry the scent of danger. I know. There we are in total agreement, Mr. Psycho Bellboy. If you had a photo of the man, I'm quite sure I could identify him. A photo, Crap. Okay, so we need to go back and switch the photos. Could you tell me about the hotel? Absolutely. And on that subject, I have an excellent idea, sir. Currently, this hotel is known as the Gatewater. I suppose that we had a subtitle. A subtitle. The Gatewater Hotel, Murder Manor. Well, what do you think? Sounds great. Whatever floats your tea set. Alright, so let's go back to the law offices and switch the photos. I like how they're just gonna let me kind of go back and swap the photos. Okay, now we're gonna go back and go back to the hotel. And we're gonna present him with this photo. Take a look at this photo. Tim, detective. I'm the lawyer. Oh, I know that. I just wanted to say detective once. You know how it is. No, I don't. Without a doubt, that is the man who checked in with Miss April May. How about I write an affidavit swearing that that's him? An affidavit? This guy is way too excited about this. Sure. Why not? Always wanted to write an affidavit, sir. From henceforth, I will be known as the bellboy who swore the affidavit.
What?
Just hurry up and write it. Okay. Well, what if we sent it back, went back to the detention center and showed her that photo? What she would do. She'll deny it. Look, I've said several times I'm not telling you. Where did you... A reaction. This is him, isn't it? What? Who? When? Why? It is him. This is the man who stayed in your hotel room the night of the murder. No. No, that's not him. Nice try, Miss Cooperative. Do you have proof that was him? Yeah, proof. Show me proof. Oh, sure, I have proof. Here's a sworn affidavit. the bellboy's affidavit, he told us everything he saw. He told us about the man you checked in with. He told us who he was. Now I'm getting somewhere. Pusher. This is it or nothing. Time to do a little bluff. No use playing dumb, if indeed that's an act. If you don't talk, I'm taking this photo to the press. What? Even though he should be a witness to murder, this man is in hiding. I'm sure the press would have a field day with his reputation. Oh, fine, I'll talk. You win, lawyer. Yes! Man, that felt good. It's great to be alive. Why are you pumping your fists in the air? Now, tell me about the man you were with. That man, he's my boss. Ah, Red White. I knew it was Mr. White. The president of the information gathering conglomerate Blue Corp. Red White? Information gathering? Well, I suppose you could call them a detective agency. So this is the man that was with you the night of the murder. I'm scared to talk. I don't want to end up like her. It's okay. I'll just ask Mr. White himself. Can you tell me where Blue Corp is located? A lead on this guy. Time to take action. I discarded the bellboy's affidavit, but what if I need that? I wonder if I should swap the photos. Let's go back to the law versus... So this guy... This is getting ridiculous. Where the heck is that loafer? Oh, he's back. Ah, that old familiar clearing of the throat. Aha, you again. Hello, Mr. Grossberg. Well, well. You were quite the thing, my boy. Excuse me? The trial. Oh, he was there. Remind me of myself when I was a youth. I guess something got passed down through Mia, maybe? It brings me back. Memories, it does. Ah, the days of my youth. Like the scent of fresh lemon, you see? What? I apologize. It was all a bit too much for me, my boy. Seeing you today,
Isn't that not the guy who was the prosecutor?
No, he wasn't the prosecutor. I think he is a lawyer that Mia wanted me to use for her, but he didn't take the case. Oh. And I think he's somehow like wrapped up in this because he had photos of the murderer and what I think is Mia's mother.
Wow.
So he's connected. He's a defense attorney. Thanks, Fanny. He has something to do with this, but I don't know what. I appreciate the reminiscing, but I'd much rather you give me some information. All right, let's talk to this guy. So you came to see the trial? Yes, I did. Something was bothering me all last night, you see. I couldn't get a wink of sleep. Really? What was that? Well, you see, it's just Mia's sister, that poor girl. My boy, I owe you my thanks, truly. I don't know what I would have done if things had gone poorly for the girl. They do. They're almost exactly the same. I didn't notice that. They don't match in color. They also match in shape. Could you imagine if I also had hair that kind of did that? If you weren't worried about it, why didn't you offer to defend her?
I kind of had hair like that.
You did have long hair like that?
No, like when we didn't cut our hair for a long time during the pandemic.
Yeah, during 2020,
Yeah,
we did have crazy hair.
Mine would do that.
Yeah. No. I don't want to grow my hair out like that. Plus, it would take like a year or something. I asked before, but why did you refuse her request for defense? I think I have a right to know. A right, Mr. Wright? No, I'm sorry. It's just I need more time to think about it, my boy. Super dedicated cosplay. No, I'd more likely do the judge. Because my beard is almost the same as the judge's.
I think he's bald.
I think you've dated him. He is bald, so that would be hard to do that. Yeah. He does seem troubled about something. Maybe I can find something that will inspire him to talk. Well, let's ask him about the painting first. I know, a bald cap, I could do that. The other day, I'm sure there was a big, pretentious-looking painting on that wall. Pretentious-looking? Well, you know the one I mean. Anyway, where did it go? Ah, yes. Well, I got rid of it. Got quite tired of the thing, really. I sold it, you see. Yes, that's right. It's nothing like... Yeah, that's it. I sold it. Yeah. Sold it. I'm not sure I buy that. Wasn't that painting rather important to you, sir? Did something happen? Don't see how it's any of your business. Please speak no more of that accursed painting. I didn't. I... Mumble. Alright, so let's look at, let's present him with, I guess let's present him with the photo. Although it's his photo, so he'll be like, well, how'd you get that? What was that? Floor plans. Testimony. I guess that's the only thing I can really present him. Excuse me, I was wondering about this photograph. Where did you get that? Give it back at once. I'm sorry, I have taken it without your knowledge. But I have to know, who is this man? He was most likely in April May's room the night of the murder. What? What's that you say? Are you quite sure, my boy? What was him so flustered, I wondered. Exactly, a twink. Okay. I beg your pardon, but I must ask you to leave. I need to be alone. He's fallen silent as a stone, a rather large stone. I guess I should return that photo. No, don't return the photo. I guess it doesn't matter. Alright, well, I guess there's nothing else to do, so let's go to Blue Corp. Oh, look! The painting! The painting is here now! Interesting. What's with the surreal decor? Welcome, please furnish me with the title of your personage. What the? Oh my goodness. Oh, he smiles and his teeth gleam.
I think he and the bellboy need to get together.
Yeah. Your name, what's your name? I was just incurably asking the title that you go by. Homoerotic, I agree. I don't think the bellboy could afford him. That's true. Ah, Wright. Phoenix Wright. Incredibly? Mr. Wright, is it? Right, I see. Splendiferous! Who says that?
Your mom.
Perhaps I've intimidated you with my giantesque vocabulary. Maybe. Hey, Arcade Bear. Thanks, Arcade Bear. What is this guy's problem? I agree. Everyone seems to have problems in this game so far. I'm Red White. People's names. CEO of Blue Corp. Red, White, and Blue. You know, corporate expansion official. I am wearing glasses. Yes. I've been wearing glasses for a couple months again. My contacts just don't agree with me. Yeah, I switched and then it's just, I see so much better with my glasses. So I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to go back to my glasses. So I did get new glasses. They're, here. They are clear. They're kind of smoky gray, I would say. They're to match my beard, I guess. Maybe not. I don't know. My business dealings bring me into contact with the elite of the elite. The top 1%. So I'm afraid I am not used to conversing with worldly challenged. What a fruitcake. Thanks, Justin. Let me guess. You are an attorney fresh out of law school, are you not? That's the only explanation for why you'd come to meet me like this. What does he mean by that? No matter. So, what business does a mighty lawyer have with a man such as myself? Yikes. This guy's arrogance meter is off the scale. Well, let's examine, because I see something like the painting. Haven't I seen this somewhere? Is that a replica? Ridiculosity. I have no interest in anything but originals. That right there is a bona fide original worth 5 million for sure. Okay. Well, that's weird. I just noticed that desk is people. There are people. The bottoms of his desk are people. It's like Soylent Green. I'm guessing this is supposed to be a desk? My, this is quite the thing. It is modeled on my body, see? So, his desk is held up by... Exactly, it's in your photo. Well, does its sleek roundature not inspire you? I don't know if that's... What, are you talking about like that? A statue of a man holding up the world. The Blue Corp sign certainly stands out enough. The model for the man is, of course, Mr. White. Oh. Truly a work of art, but probably too beautatious for you to appreciate, correct? I think it's a little too beautatious for just about anyone to appreciate. No. See, it's these things here. They're people. See? Oh my goodness. Impressive lineup of trophies. Judges special runner-up. Best participation. Judges Cooperation Award. Special Good Try Prize. The words judges and special kind of stand out. Alright. So let's talk to him. Miss May is an employee of Blue Corp, is she not? Correct. She was my secretariat. What a shock it was to hear that she has done. What she has done? You mean the wiretap? Indeed, she is paid to answer phones. Tapping them is not in her job description. She does gather information for us as part of her duties. But I assure you, we do not condone illegal methods. It's inevitable that she would do this. It sounds like he's trying to turn Miss May into a scapegoat. It's totally true. Where were you the night of the murder? On the night of the murder, you were in April May's hotel room? Who can say I seldom pay attention to mundane details such as time and places. My motto is, don't worry, be happy. Still, Mr. White, the hotel bellboy has stated on the record that he does remember you very clearly. No matter. The bellboy can say what he pleases. I still won't talk to you. If you want me to speak, put me on the witness stand. Although I doubt you'd be capable of doing that. He raises a good question, actually. Why didn't prosecution call him as a witness? He should have seen the same thing as April May. Unless he was the murderer. Oh, ho, ho, ho. The police. The courts. To me, they are all mere toys. Playthings for my amusement. Okay. What kind of company is Blue Corp anyway? Ah, excellent question. We buy and sell various kinds of information. We are a company of the future. You might say, we are the future. Exactly, he just blends in. How could you remember him? Sell information? In just 10 years, I've built this business up into the grand office. Grand office you see now.
No, I understand. It's boring.
I don't know, that yawn just came out of nowhere. It's probably because I don't have enough Diet Coke. We may have to take a break soon. Ah, in case you were wondering, Blue Corp was named after the color blue. I, Red White of Blue Corp, as founder and CEO, named it so. And why, you ask?
That's corny.
Because I like the color blue, of course. Fantabulistic, is it not?
I mean, I would think that if you like the color blue so much, his hair wouldn't be purple.
Purple, yeah. There's something that's been bothering me. Yes. What might that be? That big painting on the wall over there. Where did you get it? Say, when did you get that painting? No idea. I forgot. I've seen that painting before, yesterday, in fact. Why do I find that painting here today? Mr. Wrong, was it? Right. It appears you do not fully grasp your position here. I ask again, who are you? A lawyer? No, my feeble friend. A mere lawyer. Worth nothing. Zilch, zippo, nada. Just like that. Sorry excuse for an attorney. Grody burger. What? Ah. Oof. Uh-huh. He punched me. Did he just punch me? Well, Mr. Lawyer, what will you do, eh? Charge me with assault? I think so. Charge away. I welcome it. For it is you who will be found guilty. What? Heed my exposition. The police, the courts, they all do my bidding. So you say. But I wonder, is that kind of control really possible? I don't expect you to understand. It is a world beyond your comprehension. You came here from Grody Burgers, I presume. Mr. Grossberg, yes. Then you must ask him, why is it that this painting of his hangs here? Perhaps then he will tell you. Perhaps he will explain how a man can live life purely for personal profit. Go now. Skedaddle. There is nothing more to discuss. Yeah, I don't really have anything I could present him.
You could hit him in the face.
Yeah.
Since he hit you in the face.
Yeah, I don't think there's much else to do.
As a matter of fact, it's the best time to do it in a game because what's going to actually happen to you?
Well, I can't. That isn't an option. But what I am gonna do is save real quick. He is quite weird. All right, let me set up some words on stream real quick. Right. All right, it's ready to go. All right, I'm gonna take a quick break. I'm gonna run a few ads, and we're gonna do words on stream. So see you in a second. Hope you stick around. Back.
I think the N is fake.
You think the N is fake? Mature. So the N is fake. Already got that. We passed it. Barely. Alright, here we go. Level 8.
F is fake.
Anthill. So the F is fake.
Huh.
Okay. That's a word?
Yeah.
Just guessing.
It's the thin strips that they put plaster on.
No. Alright, here we go. Level 11. Ah. Of course. Biceps instead of bicep. R is fake. Spice. Wow, there we go. One right after the other. All the way up to level 14. Excellent. Excellent. Dressed. Nice. I tried that already, Neil. Deers. Maybe.
Deer is the plural of deer.
I know. You did it too.
I know. Well, I mean, sometimes they'll take that.
I know. I know.
And it's kind of strange because you could use deers correctly, but you would use it in referring to multiple types of deer. Or, you know, if deer was possessive.
Yeah, that's true. Multiple deers possessive. Possessed deers.
Well, no, multiple types of deer you could refer to as
That's
deers.
true. There you go. All right, here's where it's gonna get hard.
I'm thinking the T is fake.
You think the T is fake? Well, that's true. Nothing has had a T yet. I have no idea. Okay, it was another E. I have no idea.
I don't either.
No idea. Oh well. Good game, everyone. Level 17 is really good.
Yeah, that's when we needed Flaming Baguette.
Yeah, no, Flaming Baguette was here for a little bit. I see the name right off the edge there. Neil, Shani, Vanny Van. No, top 3, but thanks everyone. All right.
Well, 3 points from niceness, anyway.
All right. Let us get back to Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. Get my pen. Continue. Back to this guy. All right, so I say let's go back to Grossberg. I don't think he's noticed me standing here. Maybe I should clear my throat. Jumping Jehoshaphat! Oh, you. What's wrong? You looked so pensive, like an old man at the end of his days. I'm not senile yet. I was just thinking about this whole mess. Something's really bothering him. That much is clear. Alright, well, let's ask him about the painting.
Missing Florida man found dead inside his car's trunk.
So you came to see the trial? Yes, I did. Something was bothering me all last night, you see. Couldn't get a wink of sleep. Well, you see, it's just Mia's sister, that poor girl. My boy, I owe you my thanks, truly. I don't know what I would have done. I think I've read this before. Let's talk about Mr. White. So I paid Blue Corp a visit. Oh, I see. Mr. Grossberg, I have to admit, something has been bothering me. Oh, what is it? Well, out with it, my boy. You see, it's just... Mr. Grossberg, sir. There was a giant painting hanging right there the other day. Was there not? The one you said you had no intention of parting with. Well. Oh, boy MJ, you want me to add something? I saw it today. It was in the CEO's office at Blue Corp, Red White's office. What do you want me to add? Chiller. What is chiller? I don't know what chiller is. Oh my. A light gun game released in '86 by Exidy. Okay. Can I stream this? It's like some sort of torture chamber. Games banned from Twitch. It's not on the list, so... Alright, so let me add it to the list. Alright. Alright. So, you noticed. I suppose I should have guessed you would. It is a large painting. Mr. Grossberg, I know you and Mr. White are connected somehow. Connected, you say? Hey, Panda Tech. You're lovers. Oh, I totally want to click that. Should we? Should we click that? I totally want to. It's not something I can claim to understand. But you and Mr. White are lovers, aren't you? What, my boy? You sent that painting to him as a sign of undying love. My boy, please, you're letting your fancies run away with you. Where do you get these bizarre ideas? I don't understand how you could. That's because we're not. Don't be ridiculous. Enough. I'll swallow my pride and tell you all. I am playing Phoenix Wright. Is it? Is it really long? I mean, I've on the second case. I don't know how many cases there are, but that's cool. I like playing it so far. Chiller Michael Jackson found a... What? I knew it. They are lovers. No, we're not lovers. Red White is a man who makes his living through intimidation. Ah, okay. Cool, Vanny. Blue Corp is a company that excels in finding people's weaknesses, I'm afraid. I've been paying them for 15 years now. 15 years. All because of the DL6 incident. As you may have guessed, the name on the back of the photograph. As you suspected, I could not stand in defense of Maya because of this. White would have destroyed me if I did. So that's the connection. It is hard for me to tell you this, my boy, but arresting Red White will be a nigh on impossible. Impossible? Why? He has information on everybody. It gives him an iron grip. He owns judges, attorneys, prosecutors, police, and politicians. What? They are found unable to do harm to themselves and therefore to him. Don't look at me like that. What you see is nothing more than the weight of many, many years. Interesting. Actually, Jacker. What is the DL6 incident? DL6 is nothing more than the sorting code the police gave the case. It was 15 years ago now. I received a request from a medium. I knew this was the connection. A spirit medium. A medium? Her name was Misty Fay. Hey! Indeed. She was Mia's mother. She had been investigating a murder at the bequest of the police. And she failed. As a result, the police called her a fraud. This is what Maya was talking about the other day. Exactly. I did all I could for her, and in the end, cleared her of wrongdoing. That murder case, however, remains unsolved to this day. That case is the DL6 incident. But why are you blackmailed over this, Mr. Grossberg? The DL6 incident was top secret at the time. It made sense. The police didn't want people to know they were using a medium. They couldn't let people know. But one person found out. I told him. You told White? He offered me riches. It is an embarrassment to me now. Because I talked, the police were mocked far and wide. In secret, they began looking for the one who sold them out. Of course, White heard about it, and he came to me. Only this time, the offer was blackmail. I see. White controls the law of this country as he sees fit. Yet if we could still challenge him, have a close look at Mia's office. Mia's office? She followed his every move for years. She may have recorded something of what she found. Okay. Guess let's go back to Mia's office. It's funny, looking at this room, it seems so normal. Hard to imagine a murder took place here. Mr. Grossberg said there would be clues. Maybe I should have another look. Let's look at this painting. An old movie poster. Apparently this was the first movie that made Mia cry when she saw it. I have to check it out for one of these days. All the cases the chief ever worked on are filed here. They're in alphabetical order. Let's take a look. Which file should I look at? Well, let's look at D. Let's see if there's a record in this file that catches my eye. A, B, C, F. Misty Faye. That's Mia and Maya's murder. Should I take a look? I have tarnished the Faye name, leaving only these words, my mother vanished. I was determined to find the ones who had made my mother blame herself in this way. Using the ESP that runs in my family, I held an audience with the dead. Finally, the names of two men surfaced. One was Marvin Grossberg, a lawyer who sold my mother's information for riches. The other was the man who sold that information to the press. This parasite, who makes his fortune on threats and coercion. His name is... The record stops here. So Mia knew Grossberg. Well, we can look at W. White. The entire W section is missing. Was it taken? Interesting. I doubt there's not any... There's probably nothing in the middle. J through S. Suicide. She has a collection of suicide reports. There's politicians, policemen. There's writing on most of these in pencil. White. This is Mia's handwriting. Wait, I get it. Mia thought he was involved in these suicides. White drove them all to... I can use these newspaper clippings. Let's find the most disturbing one. Alright. I don't think there's anything else here. Alright, I guess that's it. Well, aren't you persistent? Sorry, but there's something I have to ask you, Mr. Lawyer. I really hate having to repeat myself, but it seems the message has not yet penetrated your thick skull. Stop bothering me. If you try my patience further, I fear a nasty accident may occur. That sounds like a threat to me. Do I make myself clear? Transparent. Well, let's present him with this newspaper clipping. This is the only clue that Mia left me. I'd better make this one count. Mr. White, see this. Hey, pass. It's an article describing the suicide of a politician. He was embezzling secret government funds. Then one day, word got leaked to the press. The very next day, he took his own life. And this concerns me how. It is. It's Red White of Blue Corp. I found this article in Mia's office. Miss Mia? She had a file filed with articles like this? Every one of them was labeled with a single word. White. Mr. White, I know what you did to this politician. You were blackmailing him. Yeah, Mia was killed. Yeah. Blackmail? Not just him either. You were threatening and coercing hundreds of others. You were involved in all of the suicide cases that Mia investigated. This company is built on blackmail. I'm right, aren't I? What a bizarre accusation. Mr. Wrong. What is it that you should be doing now? Investigating me? No. I think not. You should be searching for the one who killed Miss Mia. Beep. Secretary's office, hello? Mr. Wrong will be leaving now. Yes, sir. I'll send someone right away. Wait a second, Mr. White. You are absolutely right. I should be looking for the killer now. And actually, I've done better. I found him. He's sitting right in front of me. Just what are you insinuating? Mia was on to you. She was keeping tabs. For this reason, you had April wiretapping her phone. Then, Mia was murdered, and all the documents about you mysteriously disappeared. So the culprit would be... Even a child could work it out, Mr. White. You did it. Beep. Secretary's office. We won't be needing an escort for Mr. Wrong. Instead, please connect me to the public prosecutor's office. Of course, sir. One moment, please. White? White? That you? What are you doing calling me at this time? Hello, Chief Prosecutor. I've changed my mind. I want to testify tomorrow. What's this about? The Mia Fey case. I witnessed the murder, you see. And thus, as a very important witness, I would like to testify. What? Why now? I thought you said you didn't want to go to court. Quietude? I told you I changed my mind, didn't I? Oh, and one other thing. Send the police over here right away. The man is standing right in front of me. He looks dazed, but could be violent. What? What man? Are you even listening? The executioner, the hatchet man, the liquidator, the killer man. What? Mr. White, this isn't another one of those chief prosecutor, I do not believe you are in a position to freely offer your opinions to me, correct? I'm telling you to send the police now. Beep. Did I not tell you, Mr. Wrong? You are a mere lawyer, as was Miss Mia. How dare you? I'll point the finger at you, and you will be tried as Miss Mia's killer. The case is as good as settled. No lawyer of any worth will defend you. I have friends in the local lawyers association, you see. You'll be given a lawyer so stupendously inept that they make even you look competent. I feel faint. Oh no, it's Detective Gumshoe. Detective Gumshoe reporting, sir. Ah, Butts. Harry Butts. Wright, actually. Phoenix Wright, and my friend's name is Larry. Oh, right. Sorry, pal. Butts was that murderer, right? Detective Gumshoe. I present you with the man who killed Miss Mia Fey. What? Take this despicable human being into custody. Farewell, Mr. Wrong. Uh-oh. September 8th, 3:37 p.m. Detention Center Visitors Room. What, am I now behind it? I can't believe it's only been a day since the first trial. My trial begins tomorrow. White's gonna set a trap for me. And the persecution will be in on it, of course. Edgeworth included. An attorney was assigned to me by the state yesterday. I refused. I had an idea. Right. Mr. Wright. Oh, Maya. Great, they let you out of detention. Just now, yes. It's all thanks to you. Now I'm afraid we've switched places. What? You mean you? I explained what had happened to Maya. I don't believe it. How many people does this man need to destroy before he's satisfied? My mother, my sister, and now you. This has gone too far. Mr. Wright, please tell me, is there anything I can do? Well... Help me break out of here? I guess defend me in court. Alright, you can be my defense lawyer tomorrow. Alright. Huh? Leave it to me. I am Maya's sister, after all. Lawyership runs in our blood. Wasn't it ESP that ran in your blood? I'd better run to the bookstore and pick up a copy of Law for Rookies. Wait. What? I'm kidding. It was a joke. No way. No, really, I was kidding. But thanks. It's good to know you're on my side. And there really isn't anything you can do for me anyway. But I can't just sit here and do nothing. I don't know. I don't know if anyone... I think you'd have to be a licensed lawyer, right? I don't know. I've got to give that man a piece of my mind. Just a piece? Okay. Then come to the court tomorrow. Okay. I'll be there. I'll show them a thing or two. I guess you can defend yourself. I guess that's what he's going to do. It's the beginning of a new century, yet with crime, it's the same old story. In fact, it's gotten worse. Lengthy court proceedings are no longer realistic. Beginning a few years ago, a limit of 3 days was put on initial court trials. Almost all finished in a day, most with a guilty verdict. I never thought I would end up in the defendant's chair myself. Tomorrow, the true culprit will appear as a witness. This is it. It's me or him. To be continued. Yeah, it is kind of weird. September 9th, 9:52 a.m. District Court. Defendant Lobby Number 1. Well, I guess this is it. Shanny wants me to do Bowser. All right. This would be weird. Attorney Bowser. Bowser Wright, Ace Attorney. All right, hold on just a second. I'll be right back. And you had Skycam on. All right. All right, I'm back. Well, I guess this is it. Yeah. One way or another, this case gets decided today. Ah, Phoenix, look. Uh-oh. Prosecutor Edgeworth. I received the call from the public prosecutor's office yesterday. He told me that whatever Mr. Wright says today, it will be the absolute truth. No matter how you try to attack his testimony, if I raise an objection, I have it on good faith that the judge will listen to me. What does White have the judge in his pocket too? So you're saying I'm gonna be guilty, end of story. I will do anything to get my verdict, Mr. Wright. Anything. Why? Why? How can you torment an innocent person like this? Innocent? How can we know that? The guilty will always lie to avoid being found out. There's no way to tell who is guilty and who is innocent. All that I can hope to do is get every defendant declared guilty. Someone was saying that. I think Justin was saying that. So I make that my policy. Edgeworth, you've changed. Huh? Phoenix, you know him? Don't expect any treatment, special treatment, Phoenix, right? Exactly. Phoenix? Well, court will be opening for session soon. What? But wait! Your defense attorney isn't even here yet. He's not. I'll be defending myself. What? Okay, let's do this. September 9th, 10 a.m. District Court, Courtroom Number 1. I know, he is a lawyer. The court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Phoenix Wright. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, are you sure you're going to do this? Yes, Your Honor. I'll be defending myself. Understood. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. Your opening statement, please. As the details of the event are already quite clear to the court, today we will hear the testimony of another witness to the defendant's crime. I see. The prosecution may call its witness. That went far too smoothly. Why didn't the judge ask Edgeworth why his witness didn't testify before? It's like he already knows why. If anyone's gonna raise an objection about this, I suppose it's me. Mr. Edgeworth, you owe an explanation to the court. Why didn't this witness testify in the trial against Miss Mia Fey? Maya Fey. Huh. I'm ever so sorry. Mr. White is a busy man. And besides, at the time, I thought that Miss May's opinion was all that would be needed. Miss May, yeah. Again, my sincerest apologies to the court. Excellent, Mr. Edgeworth. I appreciate your demeanor. Great. Yes, Mr. Judge, could you please punish me? Yeah, there's a Mia, a Maya, and a May. I know, it's getting me. Great. He gets to show off, and I get nowhere. I would like to call Mr. Red White to the stand. Please state your full name. You wish to know the title of my personage? Oh my goodness. Your name. Yes, that is what I said. Oh dear, do my locutions confuse? Name. These two are great together. My name is Red White, but my friends call me Blanco Nino. Blanco Nino? Why? Is that his real name? I am the CEO, or to use a more common term, the president of Blue Corp. Did you know the victim, Miss Maya Fey? That would be a negatory. No, I do not. You were at the Gatewater Hotel the night of the murder? Correct. And you witnessed the murder from there. Is it? Why tell you what you already know? Very well, Mr. White. You may begin your testimony. If I can't rip this guy's testimony apart, I'm done for. Why do I always feel like it's the end of the world and I'm the last man standing? Ho ho ho. I hope you've made your peace with God, Mr. Lawyer. Let him have it, Phoenix. Alright, here we go. Let's see. It was about 9, I believe. I was quite perusifying. That's reading to you some papers by the window. Then I heard a bedlam coming from outside. Surprised, I turned to look at the building across the way. It was then I saw him, a spiky-haired man attacking a woman in long hair. Needless to say, that man was none other than you, Mr. Lawyer. I called Miss May over at once. She, too, was flabbergasted, of course. The victim, she ran away, but gave chase. You gave chase. Finally, there was a terrible impaction. then it was all over. If things occurred as you testify, then I'm afraid the defendant is guilty. Case closed. Very well, defendant, Mr. Wright. Your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Let's see. It was about 9 o'clock, I believe. There's a ton of porn of this game. Oh, you're saying like a lot of people have drawn their own. How do you know what time it was? Okay. Okay. I did not know that. How do you know what time it was? Because I am always abso-positively perfect, you know. No. You're not getting away with that. You are so mistrusting, Mr. Lawyer. So, what was the proper term for secretary again? Anyway, Miss May ordered room service for 9. It happened so after the room service arrived. That was what Miss May said too. Okay. I don't think there's any need to press further. Okay. What were you doing at the time? I was quietly perusifying, that's reading to you, some papers by the window. Then I heard a bedlam coming from outside. Surprised, I turned to look at the building across the way. It was then I saw him, a spiky-haired man attacking a woman with long hair. Spiky-haired? Needs to say that man was none other than you, Mr. Lawyer. Whoops. Say that the assailant looked like a girl. I've always been proud of my eyesight, Mr. Lawyer. Just what is your eyesight? Counting both eyes, 40. 40. Don't add them together. I think the witness is trying to say his eyesight is good. Hey, whose side is this judge on anyway? And what did you do then? I called Miss May over at once. She too was surprised, of course. Do I have anything? Floor plans. May's tested the victim. The victim dodged an attack, then ran to the right, but she was caught and struck. Yeah. I called Miss May over at once. She too was surprised, of course. The victim, she ran away, but you gave chase. Your Honor, that statement contradicts this evidence. It does. I don't see anything contradictory. What? That didn't go so well. I see. The victim, she ran away. You gave chase. Finally, there was a terrible impaction. Then it was all over. I better find a weakness in there. It was about 9, I believe. There's quietly threw some papers by the window. By window, you mean the one directly across from the Fay and Company law office? Correct. That is the only window you see. And there you were, reading papers. Correct. The Gatewater is a businessman's hotel, and I'm a busy man who had business to do. Then I heard a bedlam coming from outside. Surprised, I turned to look at the building across the way. It was then I saw him, a spiky-haired man attacking a woman with long hair. Needless to say, that man was none other than you, Mr. Lawyer. I called Miss May over once, and she too was surprised, of course. What was Miss May doing at that time? She had just finished watching a soap opera on the TV and was weeping openly. Did you know she had been taping the Fae's office phone? Irrelevant. That has nothing to do with this case at hand. I cannot. I will answer the lawyer's bold inquiry. Miss May was acting alone when she taped the phone of this Fae woman. You make a good politician, Mr. White. Oh, after all, I am El Presidente. I think that's Spanish. Please continue. The victim, she ran away, but you gave chase. Can you be a little bit more detailed about that? I think it's worth knowing exactly what happened. Of course. Comprende? I understand. The victim was attacked by you and ran to the left. You gave chase and struck her down. Are you sure? As you know, I am always abso-positively perfect. Perhaps you could change your testimony to reflect this new detail. Okay. Now, see, I was too early. Because this says he ran to the right. Yeah. Wait right there. Mr. White, you've dug your own grave. What is this? You said the victim ran to the left. But what directly contradicts Miss May's testimony? She clearly stated that the victim ran right. Oh, it is simple. You have misheard her. I think not. Look at the floor plans. The killer was here, and the victim was here. If the victim ran to the left, as you claim, she would have been running directly away from the door. She would have been running into a dead end. Don't you find that odd? Very strange. I did see her run to the left, I did. Phoenix, look at his face. I don't think he's lying about this one. True. Because he was the killer. And of course she did turn left to him. Maybe he really did see the victim run left. So he did witness the killing. Wait a second. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. Miss May said right, and Mr. White said left. Can you explain this contradiction to the court? Both are right. Both witnesses are telling the truth. Ha! I doubt it. Or rather, that does not clear up the contradiction. There's one scenario that would explain their conflicting accounts. What? Obviously, the witness was not viewing the crime from the hotel. Grumble, grumble, grumble. Wow, he's kind of tall. Mr. Wright, what do you mean? Yes, what do you mean he was not viewing the crime from the hotel? If he was not in the hotel, where could he have been? In the law offices of Fay and Company, of course. Grumble, 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 grumble. More specifically, he was standing here. Show the court where Mr. White was standing. Right, like right where it says K. Take that! Take that! This is where he was. Look. When the victim ran for the door, if he was watching from this point of view, to him it would have appeared that she ran to the left. Please, this is no time for jokes in ill taste. That is where the killer was standing. Order! I will have order. Anyone disturbing the order of this courtroom will be held in contempt. Mr. Wright, what are you suggesting? Rapscallion! The postulations of the defense are a distortion of the truth, Your Honor. Indeed, they do seem a bit far-fetched. Oh. You provide us with so much entertainment, Mr. Lawyer. What now? He's laughing. The hilarity of the moment made me remember something. It appears I have been unclear, and for this I apologize. Mr. Your Honor, might I be allowed to testify once more? Very well. Let's hear your revised testimony. Good luck. You can't fix a broken testimony, buddy. Yes. Oh, believe me, he's ready. He's actually not in here right now. I should take his icon away. He's doing something in the kitchen. I don't know what he's doing. Miss May's testimony was correct, as was mine. When you assaulted the girl, she first ran to the left. And then you hit her savagely. That is what I saw. Next, with the last of her strength, she ran to the right. You chased her and delivered the final blow. That is what Miss May saw. You see, you hit her twice. Don't you remember, Mr. Lawyer? It does seem to make sense. Will you be cross-examining the witness's testimony? You bet I will. I mean, yes, Your Honor. Yeah, they do that a lot. Oh yeah, actually it happened this way. Okay, hold on, I wanted to look at something. Died from a blow by a blunt object. May have lived for a few minutes after being hit. I was hoping it said like once. A single blow to the head. The broken remains of a glass light stand, broken beyond all recognition. Miss May's testimony was correct, as was mine. When you assaulted the girl, she first ran left, and then you hit her savagely. That is what I saw. Next, with the last of her strength, she ran to the right, chased her, and delivered the final blow. That is what Miss May saw. You see, you hit her twice. So you were watching both times? I suppose I was. And please excuse me for not testifying to it sooner. What do you think, Phoenix? I think we've got him right where we want him. He slipped. Let him laugh for now. I'll soon wipe that smile off his face. Okay. I mean, the only thing I can think of is to present the autopsy report. Mr. White. The victim died from a single blow. What do you have to say to that? Now's my chance to hit him where it counts. Mr. White, wasn't it you who told the court you were absolutely perfect? Humph. I will refrain from using that phrase from now on. Your Honor, if you could ask the witness for a new testimony. The witness is obviously confused, Your Honor. I would like to request a 10-minute break. Yes, quite. Oh my god. Yeah. The witness is confused because he's lying. I emphatically request that there be no break, Your Honor. Yeah, we want justice. Don't let him get away. Yeah. Very well. If the witness would care to revise his testimony. The crowd's on my side. Mr. White. Oh, okay. Well, see, I looked at the other window. When I heard that thing fall. Then the next moment I saw Miss Mia run to the left. The killer, you, attacked her, but she dodged. Then she turned and ran for the door. Then you did her in the single blow. Thwap. Huh. Thwap indeed. Very well, you may begin the cross-examination. How do they get to just change their testimony? This just doesn't seem correct. My stomach, you see, it is hurting. Deal with it. This is almost over. Huh. Well, you see, I looked at the other window when I heard that thing fall. What does he mean by that thing fall? You heard that thing fall. What exactly was that thing? Huh? Oh, that. The glass light stand. Right, the one that had fallen over in the scene. Phoenix! Doesn't something about that strike you as odd? Yeah? Yeah, that is odd. I'll press further. Mr. White. Huh? What? You're saying you saw the glass light stand. Yeah, you can't see it from the window. Yes? Then change your testimony to reflect that. Sorry, my bad. The witness will revise his testimony. Okay, of course. A light stand was lying on the floor when I looked. Okay, here, hold on. Where's the map? Yeah, you can't see it from the window. See, it's showing what you can see. Mr. White. It was impossible for you to have seen the glass stand. What? Look at this. These are the floor plans to the scene of the murder, yes? What were you making, Neil?
Pimento cheese.
Ah, pimento cheese.
And then I washed the thing.
Cool. Correct, Your Honor. Now look.
Oh, yeah. Like, sorry to interrupt. I'm just,
Yeah.
I saw my name in the chat. And,
Yeah.
yeah, there's nothing remotely legal about this. I don't think this would even go over in Japan.
If you were to look through the window at the office, this is the area you would be able to see. Here. Well, note that the stand is not within the visible area. Well, Mr. White, what do you have to say about that? Ridiculosity? Mr. White, if you were in the Gatewater Hotel as you claim, you could not have seen the stand before it fell over. In fact, you wouldn't have been able to see it after it fell either. There's no way you could have recognized the broken shards as a glass light stand. So, when did you see the stand, Mr. White? It must have been that moment it fell, and the only place you could have seen that from is inside Bay law offices. In other words, you were at the scene of the crime when the murder took place. Oh my goodness. What was that
Is
look?
he going to turn into a big robot
He
now
looked like he was going to turn into a zombie. Oh, was he going to turn into a giant robot?
Because it's in Storm Tokyo.
It's Storm Tokyo? Could be. Mr. White. Table flip. Mr. White. You did it, didn't you? Oh, is he going to confess? Mr. Your Honor, I, Miss Mia. Hey, looks like we're about to get our verdict. Uh-oh. That's far enough, Phoenix, right? What? I forgot about Edgeworth. Mr. White. I think the time has come. You shouldn't you confess to your crime now? What? Oh, he's gonna lead the witness. I said you should confess to your crime. How do I object? Can I object? He can't lead the witness like that. Hold on. What are the control config? A. And then how do I yell? How do I talk? Hotkey config. Hotkey config? I guess M. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna just try it. Oh well. Ergo. confess that you placed the wiretap. The wiretap? Order. Mr. Edgeworth, explain to the court what you mean by this. Distinguished members of the court, Mr. White is slightly confused. Allow me to explain. Wait, no, you're not allowed to do this. I really don't like the way this is headed. As you know, Mr. White is the CEO of Blue Corp. He ordered his secretary, Miss April May, to tap the law offices of Miss Fay. What does that have to do? Your Honor, the question is, when was the wiretap placed in the office, and by who? No, you wouldn't. Mr. White, in order to place the wiretap, you entered Mrs. Fay's office. Am I correct? Correct. You're most correct, Miles. Give me a break. Yes, in order to place the wiretap, I breached the Fay and County law offices. That is when I saw the accursed light stand. Grumble. Now I'm confused. Please explain to the court what all this means, Mr. Edgeworth. Gladly, Your Honor. Mr. Phoenix Wright has made his position quite clear. He has determined that Mr. White knew the glass stand was in the office. He has shown that there was only one time Mr. White could have seen the stand, at that very moment of the murder. Thus, Mr. Wright would like you to believe that Mr. White was the murderer. I see. However, it is a fact that Mr. White had been in that office well before the murder took place. He went to the place, the wiretap. He could have seen the glass light stand then. Ergo, Mr. Phoenix Wright's theory is revealed for the baseless conjecture it is. They just get to change testimony. Mr. White, you will testify to the court about this wiretap. Leave it to me. I feel faint. All right. All right, we're going to take a quick break so I can get more Diet Coke. All right, save. Boy, this is crazy. All right, let's take a quick break. I'm going to run a few ads and let's play some words on stream. And I'll be right back. I hope you stick around. Am I going to be sent to jail or not? I'm pretty sure I think I got this one in the bag. See you in a second. I'm out of guesses at this point. Got one. All right, skip 2 levels. What does that go? Level 7. All right, here we go. Hmm. Offered. Well, the Q is fake, which is, I think we all figured that. Mad dash for offer.
Yeah.
Oh, already got freed. we both did Fordor.
We both didn't get it.
Both didn't get it. Ah, a road. That was a good one. A roader.
Nice.
I think there's only one R, so.
Reefer.
I was thinking reefer too, but there's only 2 E's.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't think it would give it to you anyway. They're too weird.
They're too stuffy. It makes you puffy. All right, level 8. Oh, okay. The H be fake? Package. The H is fake. Ah, already done. Hmm.
Cake.
Heck. Nice. All right. Level 11. We passed level 10. I know, cake sounds good. Okay. Monthly. So the F is fake. You have something that's mothy? I guess not. Hotly. That's a good one.
I didn't think it would take Old English spellings. Oh, wait.
Ah. Of course. Thymol.
Of course.
Yes.
A chemical term. Everyone would know that. I sit around and read the label to Listerine all the time.
Gazelle. So the Q is fake. And there's an extra E hidden. Got that. Oh, nice. I got one.
Fuck.
No idea. All right, here we go. Level 16. Oh, 5 letters and above. Oops, 5 letters. Wait, you just put in horns. Oh, man. Shorn.
Oh, the E is hidden though.
Oh yeah, E is hidden. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I figured it out. Whores. Good game, everybody. Level 16's not bad. Then thank you for the break. I always love doing a guess and it just comes through.
So words like that never occur to me because I think
Yeah.
of them as two words that are stuck together.
Well, shoehorn?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, when I sometimes will type out the letters just so I can see them, and then it helps me because they're not shifting around. So anyway, all right, thanks everyone. Let's get back to
The
trial.
birthday Facebook messages have
Oh
started.
yeah, everyone. Happy birthday to Neil. Happy birthday to Neil. Happy birthday, dear Neil. Happy birthday to you.
Yay, I'm older.
Yay. Hold on. Yay. Happy birthday. Confetti. Yeah, now that it's gone over to midnight, today is now Neil's birthday.
Technically, I wasn't born till 8:01 a.m. But I'll take it.
Well, I'm not going to be streaming on Monday, so we won't have a chance to wish him a happy birthday because we're going to go out to eat to celebrate his birthday. So, by the way, I'm not streaming tomorrow. But yeah, happy birthday, Neil.
Thank you.
There's a reason I left the confetti. We never know when you're going to need confetti.
Is that it?
Well, just in any time, I never know when I'm going to need confetti. That's what was funny about the first case in Phoenix Wright was then when I won the case, confetti came down. So you never know. Even in the court case, you have confetti. So, all right. Let's continue. All right. So we left off with his testimony. The wiretapping. It was the beginning of September. The week before the murder. I had entered the Fay and Company law offices. Of course, I had done so to place the wiretap. That is when I saw this glass light stand. Huh. So you saw the stand before the night of the incident. And this is how you were able to identify what had fallen over by the sound? Correct. That is right. I see. Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine. What am I supposed to do now? Good luck, Phoenix. Okay. It was the beginning of the September, the week before the murder. Well, then who took the wiretap out? You know? Let's look at the floor plan. Okay. September, it was the beginning of September, the week before the murder. There's something I want you to hold for me. It's a clock. It's made to look like the such of a thinker. I should probably tell you. That's lame. I had to take the clockwork out. Sorry, I put some papers inside instead. Papers? Is that the evidence then? I'll leave that one up to your imagination. Right. I had entered the Fayette County law offices. And like, how do you just enter the law offices? Was it really you that went into the office? Or was it Miss May? Unidentified fingerprints several days old were found in the Fay and County law offices. Those were obviously Mr. White's. And if I know Edgeworth, he's already run a check on those prints. Now, Mr. White, tell us why you went to the Fay and County law offices. Of course, I had done so to place the wiretap. Why did you tap Mia's phone? What? This has no bearing on the current case, Your Honor. Blue Corp is a detective agency of sorts. We have a responsibility to protect client confidentiality. That is when I saw this glass light stand. Why did you notice something as innocuous as a light stand? The light stand was made entirely out of glass. It was quite stylish, so I guess it made a lasting impression on me. Such a beauticious thing deserves attention, does it not? That is all. Damn it. There's nothing there for me to press him on. Oh well. Maybe he's rattled enough that I can bluff something out of him. Okay. Here, I haven't pressed them on this. Do you have proof? Man, Miss April May knew the details of Miss Fay's phone conversation. This proves that the wiretap was placed before the murder. Right. No more. I can't take this anymore. Mr. Wright, are you giving up? Yes, Your Honor. What? Phoenix! Phoenix over here. I know that voice. Mia? Never give up, Phoenix. She's not dead! Mia? Where am I? Oh, did he faint? The waiting lobby. What happened? Oh, right. I lost the trial. I was hallucinating. Ah, you're finally awake. Cack! What is going on? Hey, Phoenix. Gak. That's no way to greet an old friend. Phoenix, I want you to look at me. You're... Maya? Well, it's funny because they haven't ever shown her really from the boobs up or anything. Didn't you know the Fae woman have strong psychic powers? When you accepted your defeat in court, it appeared that was enough of a shock to awaken Maya's true powers.
She a fairy?
I don't know. So Maya is channeling you, Mia. That's right. I am Maya, but I am also Mia. Now I want you to listen to me, Phoenix. Maya never gave up. You can't either. That's why I came here to tell you. But we don't have much time, Phoenix. Now listen. You've already won. Huh? You have that receipt in the court record, right? Yeah? Oh yeah. The one you wrote Maya on. Phoenix. Wright wrote that, not me. So what do I do with it? Look at the front of the receipt. The front? It's a regular receipt. Looks like from a famous department store. $1,000. Wow, big spender. Item, glass light stand. Date of purchase, September 4th. Aha! September 4th? That's right, Phoenix. I bought that stand the day before I was killed. Whoa. Now, what did Mr. White say in his testimony? It was the beginning of September, the week before the murder. He said he saw the stand the week before the murder. There you go. I think the court is about to reconvene. Go do it, Phoenix. You know you're innocent. Now, you just have to prove it. Right. The receipt was updated. I was gonna say, how am I supposed to know this? The court will now reconvene for the trial of Mr. Phoenix Wright. Is the defendant are you all right, Mr. Wright? Yeah, sorry, Your Honor. I'm fine now. Then let's start where we left off. Your Honor, there is nothing to go back to. The cross-examination of Mr. White is finished. All that is required now is for you to pass judgment on the defendant, Phoenix Wright. Your Honor, please give me one more chance. I promise you, this is the last time I ask you. There's no jury, apparently. But as Mr. Edgeworth has noted, the trial is more or less finished. Mr. Edgeworth, do you have an opinion on this matter? Well, of course he does. I say, let us give Mr. Wright his last chance. Very well. You may begin your cross-examination. It was the beginning of September, the week before the murder. Look closely at this. See the word Maya written in blood? You're grasping. I think not. Look at the other side of the receipt. The other side? Your Honor, would you tell the court what is written on the other side of this receipt? Well, a glass light stand. And the date of purchase? Why, that's the day before the murder. You see, Mr. White, when you allegedly entered Fay and Company's law offices at the beginning of September, the stand could not have been there.
They do have one anime aspect of this correct. It goes on forever.
Well, it's funny because it does like anime like music too, and then
does it?
Sometimes they'll get the lines behind them.
It's like it's like Dragon Ball Z, where it takes a half an hour for one thing to happen.
Well, we've been on one court case for like hours now.
There was a live action movie of this?
There was a live action Phoenix Wright movie? Oh my goodness. Well, Mr. White, can't get you out of this one, can you? No, it's impossible. Uh-oh, he's losing it. Well, Your Honor, I understand there must be quite a bit of pressure on you. But I think you'll agree, you can't judge me guilty under these circumstances. Didn't hold back. Oh, okay. Very well. Then that is all for the trial of... Objection! What?
I always... Oh, God.
Not so fast, Phoenix Wright. What? No way can he worm his way out of this one. Oh wait, I forgot. He's Edgeworth. There is a certain thread of logic to the defendant's claims. However, there is no concrete proof that Phoenix Wright is innocent. You don't have to prove your innocence. Ergo, I would like to request one more day before Phoenix Wright is granted his freedom. I need time to make one more inquiry into this matter. Ha! Another inquiry? This isn't going to be another one of those updated autopsy reports, is it? This guy just makes up evidence as he pleases. This is bad.
I don't think they would let you have that.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I'm going to object. Mr. White's guilt is obvious. There's no need to prolong this trial any further. Huh. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, if anyone is going to call Mr. White to trial, it would be me, the prosecution. I need a day to ascertain...
That's the prosecution.
Prosecution. Not the persecution.
Persecution is something else.
Exactly. I need a day to ascertain whether your claims have any basis in factual evidence. I see. Objection denied.
So that's in actual court. If you don't have your evidence ready,
right,
and the person that you are if they find someone else who's guilty of the fucking situation, logic would dictate that you are innocent.
Yes.
You don't need another day.
Yeah, apparently we need another day. The completion of the trial of Mr. Phoenix Wright will be postponed until tomorrow. Oh, there's no telling what will happen if I can't end this now. Edgeworth is sure to come up with, or just make up something. And after Mia showed up to help me and all. Mr. Your Honor, may I go home? Of course. Thank you for your time. Gah! The witness will stay. Mia? Phoenix. Read this note out loud. Mia, what's this? A memo received from Mia. Okay. Your Honor, if I may, you're quite persistent today, Mr. Wright. I know, well, maybe not. You bet I am. My life is riding on this one.
Why does the judge keep making a face that looks like very cold water is squirting onto his asshole? don't
like that.
I don't. Well, not like this right now.
No. What I did.
Oh yeah, when his eyes pop out. Like, what is going on?
I have read something I would like to read in court. Okay, where's the...
What's happening under the bench?
in the courtroom. Take that! The memo Mia had given me was a list of names. Many of them sounded strangely familiar. People in finance, famous celebrities. That's when it happened. Stop! Desist! Halt! Please stop! Make him stop! How did you get that list? Mr. White, admit your guilt right here, right now, or else this list will be released to the press. I confess, I did it. I hit her. I hit Miss Mia with the thinker. Case closed, Your Honor. Well, I see no reason to continue this trial. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor? You've done it again. That was quite a spirited defense.
Really?
I can't wait for I want to see the confetti. Yes, Your Honor. I guess you could say that. If only you knew how spirited it was. Huh. Well, this court finds the defense, rather the defendant, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I know, he basically blackmailed someone in court. Not guilty. Yay!
Hi, this is Doug Llewellyn coming to you from the People's Court.
Even the People's Court didn't have confetti. That is all. The court is adjourned. The confetti's really weak. Exactly. I can't wait to see Mr. White in the chair.
Oh no, they'll have to pause for another day to make sure he's guilty.
Yeah, exactly. September 9th, 2:24 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 1. Well, I never thought I'd be saying this again. But congratulations! You're lucky I was born a fae. Exactly. I'm lucky I had both you and Maya on my side. I'm glad you made it. Thank you, Phoenix. You risked a lot to help me. And Maya. I won't forget it as long as I live. She's dead.
She's croaked.
As long as you live? My time here's running out. Huh? Maya's powers are still weak. I can't stay here that long. What? No! There's still so much to say. Don't worry. I'm sure we'll meet again. Chief! Hee. I'm not the chief anymore. Phoenix? Can you come to the office tonight? Say 9 o'clock? The office? I'll see you later. Chief? Mia? Hey, Blue Resso. Well, this is my first time playing it, so... but it's been fun so far. We're kind of like... We can't... The legal things are a little weird, but...
You mean wrong?
Yes, as my husband's pointing out, wrong. Being here, it's hard not to think about that night. I know, I was going to say, I couldn't go back here. You came! Mia! I was kind of worried you might not. Huh? Of course I came. Well then, I'm pretty hungry. How about a burger? Mia? Wahaha, you should see your face. Mia!
Is he gonna find her dead?
I know. It was made as a parody to how unfair Japanese courts are. Oh, okay. That makes a little bit more sense because there's just so much changing.
I mean, it could be a parody
of evidence and testimony and all that stuff.
It could be a parody of how unfair American courts are, except they're doing it wrong.
What are you talking about? It's me, Maya. Maya? What did I look like, my sister? Yeah, see, now her boobs aren't showing, so that's how you know the difference between them.
Oh. Thank you for clearing that up.
Yeah. Looked like you were her. Huh. I might be able to use that. Oh, Phoenix, go to the store and buy me lunch, would ya? Maya, why are you here?
Why is it lunch at night?
Yeah, I know. Because of this. See? Mia wrote me a letter. Take care of Phoenix for me. Take care of, huh? She means the office, this office. Someone has to help with the new Wright and Company law offices, right? And who better but me? Maya Fey, reporting for duty. Wait, no. On second thought, let's make this casual. Yo, Nick. Maya here, ready to get down to business.
No, Flaming Baguette, that's not true. Actually, lunch is anytime you're hungry at a specific time of the day.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Yeah, so so I do play through series, and so I will eventually get to the other games in the series. So I have a lot of my viewers vote for the games that I play, and this came up as something people wanted to see me play, and I will add the next one in the series to the voting. And eventually, I mean, I've got a long way to go to get through the Castlevania series, but eventually I'll get through the Castlevania series, and then I'll get through other series, and this will be one of those series I'll eventually play. You don't mind me calling you Nick, do you? It's a great name. Mia said that's what your friend Larry calls you. Nick. You know what this means? We're partners. You know, when I think about it, it is Maya's fault I'm here now. But if it wasn't for her, I'd probably be in jail. Wright and Company law offices. It's got a good ring to it. Oh, thanks for the follow. Yeah, thanks, Maya. Aw, it's her ghost. Good luck, Phoenix.
The ghost of her boobies.
Aw. Hey, how's it going? Is it Monokuma? Howdy. Oh, my beard. I'll always be here watching. There you go. I have a beard cam so you can see it closer. And it sparkles. Thanks, Pup Birth. Thank you.
He loves his beard.
I do like my beard, and that's my husband Neil talking.
In fact, he likes it much more than I do.
Oh yeah, chewing. Yeah, I've never. I don't smoke or I don't chew or anything like that. That's a bad habit. Yeah.
His worst habit is white bread and Diet Coke.
I was gonna say Diet Coke. Diet Coke is my bad habit.
No, white bread is a bad habit.
Yeah. Right. Okay, Nick. Let's do it. Huh? Do what? Burgers, dummy. Burgers. There's a great burger joint just down the street. Come on. Time's a wasting. Okay, wait up. The end.
Yay! Is that the end of the game?
No. I'm sure there's more. Yeah. Turnabout Samurai. Ooh.
Oh. This is a regular Perry Mason episode.
Agreed, Flaming Baguette. We don't have a funeral to plan for Mia.
Who cares about her?
Is there 5? Okay. Well, this is episode 3 then. Turnabout Samurai. Yes. Episode 3. All right, here we go. We got time. Well, we'll get as far as we can. We'll see how far we can get. Guy, you have disgraced me. The pale moon in the sky cries for your blood.
Oh. That's not creepy at all.
The moon. No, it is you who should gaze upon the moon, for it will be the last moon you ever see. Oh my. See you in hell.
I like the way that you make this even more overdramatic than actual anime.
The warrior's sword gleam and strike in the moonlight. One has fallen, but who? Only the moon knows. Don't miss next week's episode. The Dark Messenger returns. Oh, it was a movie.
You remind me of the part of Fallout 4 that's the Silver Shroud.
Okay.
I'll have to play that for you sometime.
All right.
So you know what I'm talking about.
Well, eventually I have Fallout on my list of games now. So, all right. Thanks for stopping by and following, Blue Resso. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. Bye.
You're not doing it right.
I never am. I do. I play all kinds of action adventure games. Yeah, I'm making my way. I've played all of the Mass Effect games. What do we have on tap?
No, you haven't played Andromeda.
Well, I haven't played Andromeda. Devil May Cry is on my list for voting, but I have not played them.
Ooh, I wonder if you'll get sick with that one that I played that made me like dizzy.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. But that wasn't Fallout. What was that?
No, there was a Devil May Cry game.
Oh, okay.
I think. I can tell you really quick.
Here's my upcoming games right here.
Oh, no, I'm thinking of Far Cry. It was a Far Cry game.
So I'm playing Castlevania Chronicles next, then Pokemon Gold, and Skyward Sword. I've played Skyward Sword, but the Wii version. I've never played the Switch version. And then I'm playing Hollow Knight. So, you're thinking of Far Cry.
Yes.
That's not Devil May Cry.
I realized that.
Oh, okay.
But I played Far Cry 5, but there were parts of it that made me almost nauseous.
Yeah.
Like I had to stop playing it.
I do not have Far Cry on my list of games to play. Hollow Knight's going to be good. Cool.
Well, I mean,
I've seen a lot of people play it.
I wouldn't expect you
just
to,
never played
because it's more of a shooter, and like that's not your thing.
I've played a few shooters. Well, if you go to the About, you can see all the games I've played. And there's a lot of them. There's like 85 of them. So, over the almost 2 years, coming up on 2 years, we're about 1 month away from 2 years. My 2-year stream anniversary. Believe it or not. I can't. And I don't know what we're doing for the 2-year stream anniversary yet. I haven't come up with what we're doing.
It'll most likely be something that's a pain in the ass.
What? What do you mean?
Whatever it is you choose to do for the stream anniversary.
Well, I'm sure it'll be just playing whatever game I'm on plus something else. Oh, really? You haven't beat Hollow Knight? Hey, Zab. How's it going? I proved myself innocent. All right, let's keep going. Doing well. Doing well. All right, October 14th, 5:31. The Wright and Company law offices. That rocked. See you in hell, evil magistrate. Whoa, stop waving that broom around. Oh, Nick, I didn't know you were here. Of course I'm here. What was the surreal show you were watching? What?
The surreal life?
You mean you don't know the Steel Samurai? Well, you were waiting for some sort of like giant monster or something like that.
Oh, there it is, the robotic monster.
It's a robotic monster, yeah. It's Steel Samurai.
Zab is doing good, so he's been out feeding the homeless and cleaning up trash by the highway.
We were just correcting our daughters on the differences between doing good and doing well. Doing good means you were out doing good in the community, like feeding the homeless or picking up trash on the side of the highway. Doing well means you're doing well. It does look like a bad N64 game. He's only the most popular TV hero for young people.
Oh, no, it doesn't look like a bad N64 game because the color has vibrancy. And no N64 game actually has vibrancy.
So technically I was helping the community, I'd say. Young? Like how young? 10 years old? Then what the heck are you doing getting all excited? Hey, I'm only 17. That's 17. See? I'm a teen. Not like you, Nick.
Just like the white-winged dove.
Yeah. Hey, don't talk to me like I'm your grandpa or something. I'm only 24 myself. Same as me. I'm only 24 too. Then watch it with me. He's really cool. And it's really popular. When they asked grade school kids what they wanted to be, Steel Samurai was #1. I really worry about kids these days. Gramps. Well, the Steel Samurai's over. I guess it's time to close up the office. I guess. Wish we had some clients. Yeah, how are you going to pay for this office, Phoenix? A month has passed since my trial. Mia's murder was the talk of the town for some time, but no one paid any attention to the Wright and Company law offices. Yeah, someone will get murdered and you'll get framed eventually, Phoenix. How am I going to pay the rent this month? That's what I was thinking. It'll be okay. I'm sure some big client is just around the corner. You can see the pad that I'm using to emulate the DS. I'm sure some big client will be right around the corner. Oomph. October 16th, 8:14 a.m. Phoenix Wright's bedroom. What? Why is my bedroom like Law and Order typed out? Bring, bring. Beep. Hello? This is Phoenix. And then Nick? Maya, what? It's still early. It's the Steel Samurai. The Steel Samurai got arrested. What? Huh? You mean the guy on that show? I don't know. Well, he said no one's coming to their law office. Yes. They're saying that the Steel Samurai killed a villain. Isn't that what he's supposed to do? Yeah, on TV. Yeah, on TV. No, I mean, he actually did it in real life. He skewered a villain with his samurai spear. I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. Just come to the office, quick, please, Nick. Beep. I guess that was him hanging up. October 16th, 9:22 a.m. Wright and Company Law Offices. Maya's here watching television. Now for the morning news. The actor, Will Powers, was arrested yesterday. Powers plays the lead role in the popular kids show The Steel Samurai, Warrior of Neo-Old Tokyo. He was arrested on suspicion of murder.
Warrior of New Old Tokyo? What?
What? The victim was Jack Hammer, who plays the villain known as the Evil Magistrate. His body was found still inside the Evil Magistrate's costume. The samurai spear was also found struck through the body. Police believe this was the murder weapon and are investigating further. This has to be a joke. No, no, no. It's a nightmare. The Steel Samurai is over. The world is over. Bring, bring. Beep. Yes, Wright and Company Law Offices. I guess it killed him. Good grief. What? Nick. It's the Steel Samurai. What? Yes, of course. We'll be right there. Beep. Let's go, Nick. Go where? They have the Steel Samurai down in detention. So what? So, I've decided this will be our first case. Oh my goodness. Alright, well, I don't think I need to talk to her. Let's go to the detention center. October 16th, detention center. Visitor's room. Oh my! He looks like Wolverine!
Oh. I like how he faded in and faded out.
Yeah.
That's what people do.
What's wrong, Maya? It's him in the flesh. Is that guy really him? What do you mean, that guy? Of course it's him. Will Powers, our client. That's him. Maybe I shouldn't be saying this, but he definitely did it. Murder. At least once, maybe twice. Whoa. What are you saying? Yes. Something's wrong? No. This is getting off to a great start. You know, I know. You're disappointed, aren't you? Disappointed? Oh no. Oh no. What is he holding when he does this? I'm confused. No, it's okay. This is the real me. When I got the part of Steel Samurai with that mask, I decided I would never show my face in public until the job was over. Yeah. It's the kids, you know. I didn't want to wreck their dreams. Oh. I guess it didn't matter. So much for dreams. I wonder what they think of the Steel Samurai now. Sniff. What? Nick. What? He's a good guy. I mean, he's good. Yeah. He didn't do it. Thanks. It must... I thought maybe it was a tissue as well. Alright, well, there's nothing to examine in here, so let's just talk to him. Maybe you could start by telling us what happened. Yes, of course. It seems like it was only yesterday, actually. It was only yesterday. The cast had come down to Global Studios for a run-through. We went through a few action sequences at 10 that morning. There was a rehearsal scheduled for 5 in the afternoon. But when 5 came around and the staff gathered at the studio, the evil magistrate was found lying in a crumpled heap near the set. They took off his mask and discovered that it was Jack Hammer, dead. He had been expertly skewered with the samurai spear. The samurai spear? Yes, it's a long spear that the steel samurai uses as a weapon. Okay. Maybe you could explain to me just what the steel samurai is. Nick, how could you say such a thing? I'm sorry, sir. I apologize for my partner. He's new to this and a bit out of touch with the world. Hey, who's new to this? No, it's alright, really. The Steel Samurai is the lead character in a popular kids show. He walks the streets of Neo-Old Tokyo, fighting battle after battle against the evil magistrate and his minions. Of course, he never really defeats the evil magistrate. Although, I guess he did defeat him this time. I see. Neo-Old Tokyo? Who comes up with these names? Alright, yeah, what were you doing? Now, where were you on the day of the murder? Well, that morning I came to the studio at 9. We worked through some action scenes until noon. Rehearsal was to begin at 5, but I was a little tired. So after lunch, I took a nap in my dressing room. When I woke up, it was after 5. I was late for the rehearsal. I hurried to the studio and found everyone looking shocked. They arrested me on the spot and brought me here. So he was sleeping the entire afternoon of the murder? Some action hero. What will the kids think? Sniff? I think I should probably check out the scene of the murder. Right. Global Studios. I'll draw you a map. Wow, Nick, let's go. I'm willing to bet $10. She asks for autographs. All right. Before we... Well, I guess we can move, right? And go to the studio main gate. But I think this is where we're going to stop. I don't want to get too into this because I'm afraid I'm not going to remember anything. All right, save. All right. Saving. All right. Thanks everyone for being here. This is fun. I've been enjoying this game. Thanks again, Pass, for suggesting it. All right. So, tomorrow, no stream. It's Neil's birthday. Everyone say happy birthday to Neil. Again. So, no stream tomorrow. We're going to go out to eat tomorrow, have a great dinner, and celebrate Neil's birthday. And then, oh, thanks, Sab. And then Wednesday is Worst Game Wednesday, where we'll be playing The Letter on the Wii U. Apparently, this was some crappy Wii U game put out in the Wii U store, and it looks terrible. And so we'll be playing The Letter on Wednesday. And then, so the next time we play Phoenix Wright won't be till Friday. So I hope I remember, I hope I remember what's going on. We just started Steel Samurai, Neo, old Neo, New York, Neo, old New York, or Tokyo. I'll remember it. I'm already screwing it up. But thanks everyone for being here. I stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern, with bonus streams on the weekends at 3 p.m. Eastern. If you can't be here live, you can always check out everything I do over at youtube.com/jfries. Thank you, subscribers, all of these wonderful people whose names are scrolling by. They are so nice to have subscribed. Are currently subscribing. They get all these emotes, they get ad-free viewing, and they get my appreciation. Thank you so much. It means so much to me. And every cent goes into the stream. In fact, more than it goes into the stream.
This is true.
This is true. It helps supplement the stream. Because when you play 86 games in the last 2 years, add that up. It's probably more than what it costs. Especially doing Worst Game Wednesday. Although the last few I've gotten pretty cheap or free. Like Plumbers Don't Wear Ties was free because it was on the Internet Archive. Anyway. This one wasn't free, but it was like $1. So it wasn't so bad. I guess that's it. If you want to talk between streams, go over to our Discord. Let's see who's out there still streaming. I did. Someone pointed it out to me recently. All right, let's see. Who is out there? We could do that. That seems like a good way. Wait, there's an ad, so I'm waiting. But I think this is who we're gonna raid. Thanks again, everyone, for being here. I hope you'll have a great week. Still waiting for the ad. 3, 2, 1. Ad over.
Contact.
Look a little bit more. That's a maybe. Here we go. We'll do that. Yeah, there we go. All right, we're gonna. Oh, is he still playing? Yeah, I think he is. All right, we're gonna check out God's 666th child, who has raided me before. He is playing Castlevania Symphony of the Night. So let me. He has raided me before while I've been playing Castlevania games, and so I figured we should return the favor and raid him. So again, thanks everyone for being here. I hope you have a great rest of your week, and I hope to see you back here on Wednesday for Worst Game Wednesday with the letter, and then Friday, it'll be Friday again. It'll be the weekend again, and we'll play more Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Until then, stay safe. And I hope to see ya. Love you all. Bye.